What's up, guys, and welcome back to the G-Ret Show. I'm G-Ret. It looks like one of the transfer targets for Barcelona might be confirmed sooner than we think due to some news that just dropped about one of their potential transfer targets. Now, here's what I'll say. Even if Barcelona has the perfect transfer window and brings in these 3 or 4 players that we all want to see, unfortunately, I don't see any success happening in the near future from a Champions League standpoint, or at least winning consistent domestic trophies like the Copa del Rey and La Liga consistently for a while until these things change within the club. All right, so first and foremost, we'll talk about the transfer target for Barcelona. So first, it looks like Kimmich, I think he's going to be the one that Barcelona is bringing in. Everywhere I'm reading, all the news sources, everything is pointing towards Kimmich is waiting for Barcelona. Now, besides that, what really makes me think Kimmich is going to be Barcelona's CDM next season looks like Real Sociedad's manager has confirmed that Zubimendi wants to stay at Real Sociedad. I was reading a couple different articles, and Arsenal and Barcelona were the 2 clubs that were really interested in Zubimendi, and they were saying that Arsenal and Barcelona's hopes seem to be shut down after this was confirmed by Zubimendi and Real Sociedad. So I know a lot of people wanted to bring in Zubimendi as he's more of the actual CDM, where Kimmich, is he a right back? Is he a center defensive mid? So I know that's some frustration, but at the end of the day, if Barcelona is bringing in Kimmich, it's not going to be a bad thing. I also read that Kimmich, doesn't mind playing right back, but he wants to be in that center defensive mid role, and him wanting to be there, I think is great. And if Barcelona keeps Frenkie de Jong, I'm very much interested to see how that plays and how those two can work together. If they're both going to kind of run as those holding center midfielders. So that is the news about Kimmich and Zubimendi and Barcelona's future for their potential CDM replacement. There's a lot of rumors about Xavi Simmons and him wanting to return to Barcelona. I think it'd have to be on loan, and PSG is trying to either loan him back out to Leipzig or sell him to Leipzig, and they're trying to do that instead of Barcelona, which obviously makes sense because, Leipzig is not really a threat to PSG, whereas Barcelona could be more of a threat to PSG in the Champions League. So totally get that. If it was between Nico Williams and Xavi Simmons, part of me wants Xavi Simmons. But again, Nico Williams is so fast and skilled. So is Xavi Simmons. So I guess I'm happy either way. But if there's a way they brought in both, that's ideal. You bring in both of them, cut Joao Felix, cut Ferran Torres, cut Rafinha, and then bring in Bernardo Silva. To me, that's like the perfect scenario. You sell Rafinha, you sell Ferran Torres, you sell Romeu, Marcos Alonso will be gone. Joao Felix, don't extend his loan, and then you could bring in those players. I think that's extremely doable. Extremely doable. You might have to sell, a defender or potentially Frenkie de Jong, but I think if you can bring all those players in, especially Xavi Simmons, I don't know how that would work, if that would be a loan option with an option to purchase, but that's huge. Now that Zubimendi seems like a no-go, it's 100% Kimmich, and then it's either Xavi Simmons or Nico Williams. Those 2 are a must, and then depending on how the sales go, who you get rid of, then, okay, maybe we can try and bring in Bernardo Silva and or Xavi Simmons. If they bring in Dani Olmo, I'll have no words. I'll be disappointed, and that's just a waste of 50, 60 million, and there's no reason to make that signing. I would keep Ferran Torres over Dani Olmo because at least he's playing in Spain right now. He's playing in Barcelona, so he gets it. I don't want Dani Olmo. The fact that name is brought in to a Barcelona conversation is ridiculous. That's got to get out of here. Here's what I'll say: as great of a transfer window as we want and what it actually looks like it could pan out to be for Barcelona, here's why I don't think it's going to matter that much. What matters and what we're seeing now, especially this year in the Champions League, what matters is tactics, not making mistakes, and having a world-class manager. Barcelona does not have a real manager. I'm sorry, Xavi is not an elite manager. He's a player who is now a coach. He's not an Ancelotti. He's not a Pep. He's not a Jose Mourinho. He's not a Luis Enrique. That's not him. Barcelona, until they want to have any major success, consistent success, even domestically, he's not the answer. Get a real manager. A poor manager results in poor tactics, which results in frustrated players, which looks like it's resulting in them not caring, which results in stupid mistakes, not playing hard, not caring if you win or lose, which results in getting embarrassed to PSG in the Champions League. Regardless of the circumstances, that whole situation was a joke. I mean, Barcelona could bring in Kimmich. They could have Nico Williams, Xavi Simmons, Bernardo Silva, and a healthy Gavi and Pedri and Frankie de Jong. And I still would not feel comfortable them going far in the Champions League if Xavi is still the manager. That is how much a manager matters. Look at what Real Madrid does. They really never once this season when I watch them play am I thoroughly impressed with just watching them. I'm impressed with the outcome because I think it's so impressive of the outcome. For example, Bayern Munich, I will say Real Madrid was kind of controlling most of the match, but Bayern, shuts them out for 87 minutes. And it's just like we all knew, everybody knew that was watching that match, whether you were a Madrid fan or not, everyone in the world knew that they were going to at least score a goal and tie the match. And they did. And then they end up winning. And they always do it. They did it against Barcelona. They did it against Barcelona both times in La Liga this season. It always happens. They won against Manchester City. They found a way. They always, always, always find a way. And it's that built into their DNA, built into their culture mentality. It's like, this is how I imagine these phone calls and transfers happen for Real Madrid. Hey, Jude Bellingham, welcome. We want to have you at Real Madrid. Congratulations, buddy. You're going to win the Champions League. No other club can say that. When you go to Real Madrid, you are basically almost guaranteed to win a Champions League. When you come to Barcelona now, you're not guaranteed that. You're not even guaranteed to win in Spain. I just think a lot of the players in Barcelona now think that because Barcelona has been such a great club because of Messi and in others, obviously with Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, other players, but because of Messi, he was why they were so successful, and we're seeing it now. The aftermath of Messi it's a real thing. He was more important to Barcelona than Ronaldo was important to Real Madrid. Real Madrid's having just as much success without Ronaldo. Now look at Barcelona. It's night and day comparison. It's absolutely crazy. These players at Barcelona, I feel like they think they're better and they are just inclined that they're just supposed to win every match and get all these calls and, have these woe is me attitudes because they're playing for Barcelona. I mean, it's honestly insane. 2015 is when Barcelona won the Champions League last. They have not made a Champions League final in almost 10 years. 10 years. No club in the world has the right to act cocky and arrogant and conceited and act like they're supposed to be, treated differently playing at Barcelona when you can't make a Champions League final in 10 years. And it's not all on the players. It's on the board. It's on the sporting director. It's on the management. It's on the ownership because Real Madrid would never let themselves get into financial troubles like Barcelona. The fact that Barcelona had to go through a period of time with Martin Braithwaite and Luke de Jong and Adama Traore and signing Aubameyang for a half a season. I mean, it's not like he's a bad player, but I mean, just some of these signings that they've made. Oh my God. I mean, could you imagine if Real Madrid or like Man City now or like Bayern Munich was signing all these random players? I mean, it's just been a complete joke and it has to change. They have to adapt a winning mentality. They have to ingrain winning in their culture and change this beautiful tiki-taka, amazing style of football we want to play and mesmerize you. You're never going to win that way. You will never, ever, ever win that way. You're going to win by being well coached and not making mistakes and actually playing like you want to win. So Barcelona can make all these great signings, and I still don't think they would be winning a Champions League in the next several years, let alone make a Champions League final. So I don't want to be this negative person because I love Barcelona. It's been my team for years, and I love watching them play. I'm excited about the next season, but it just kills me that, Real Madrid is just, they're set for life. They're always set. They now are going to have Vinicius, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Mbappe. I mean, for the next, 5, 6, 7 years, they know how to win. They have the best players in the world now. Literally, Vinicius and Mbappe, the two best players in the world, plus the winning DNA and the Champions League success. It's going to be tough for Barcelona, so they have to change this. They have to make it a priority to get the best possible manager after Xavi to have any success. I'm really, really hoping that they have a strong season next year. I hope they can at least, at a minimum, dethrone Real Madrid in La Liga. We'll see what can happen. Let me know what you guys think about all these different topics below. What do you want to see happen in the transfer window for Barcelona? Do you think Barcelona can have any Champions League success moving forward if they keep the same identity and mentality that they have now? Who do you want to see them target as their next manager? If you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching, and I hope to see you guys back here next time on the G-Red Show.